I had wanted to take an extended break, and I'm apologizing ahead of time if I didn't let you guys know. You know, YouTubers need time off too. It did not stop some ridiculous rumors that I had a strike on this channel, which is definitely not true. And you can't please anyone all the time. So if I'm working too hard, it's you never take breaks. And then if I take a break, it's you have a strike on your channel. I actually don't have any strikes on this channel. If you guys are not following me over on Instagram, do me a favor and make sure that you do. You can also follow me on Facebook. The two accounts are linked, and it's at Without a Crystal Ball on Instagram. That is where that's where I've been the last week, kind of sharing what's been going on. And that has confused people because they're like, well, why are you posting on Instagram, but you're not on YouTube? The simple truth is that when I'm on YouTube, I have to be in my office, and on Instagram, I don't have to be in my office, because on YouTube, I like to be in my office so I can use my computer, which is not available on Instagram since that's a phone app. So we are back. We are better than ever, and we're glad to see you guys. Instagram is just a phone app for me, Claire, but that's okay. If you want to fight with me, that's cool. I'm sure you can just say that I'm lying. I think Claire needs to have a timeout. Let's see. Can we find her? All right. I'm not in the mood to get into fights right off the bat. I said I was going to take a break. Wow, you guys are coming at me like already. Aren't we just happy that I'm doing a live stream? I said I was going to do a live stream. I don't want to start off fighting. I'm already stressed out by you guys. Like, I was in my Zen place. I don't want to fight. Like, I'm not here to argue with anyone. I said if I did a stream, it would be a live stream. And I said that I would be back to regular uploads next week, not an upload. Okay, so we have a lot to uncover. Let's be nice to someone, to everyone. Let's not fight, and let's just be kind. I'm not here to get in anything with anyone. Oh, look, everyone is just bringing all kinds of just drama here. Wow. Yikes. Man, you guys, just stop. Just ignore them. Stay on topic. Like, seriously. You guys, like, come on now. I've been having a week off. Don't come at me. Don't yell at me. Let's get going. Speak up when people speak kindly about the Duggars and Bates. Yes. So some of them get very upset when people downplay the Bates involvement. I've seen quite a few survivors in my comments on Instagram specifically get really upset when people defend the Bates. And people have really deep hurts from Gil Bates and Gil Bates defending and helping Bill Gothard. Because of Gil and the board, these survivors weren't able to get the vindication and the they just were not, they covered up what Bill was doing. And you can't ignore the fact that Bill and Gil was helping Bill cover things up. So those people are the survivors are very hurt by Gil and the board. So I think you have to be so aware that while you think that they're great people, to the survivors that were hurt by Bill Gothard and Gil Bates, who covered up what Bill did, they would say very differently. Not true, Mark. The Bates are part of a cult. Let's move on to what the Duggar boys are doing and what's happening with the sentencing. I have nothing to say about what Josh Duggar is likely to be sentenced to, because we have not seen any reports filed yet by the prosecutors. The prosecutors will do pretrial reports, and so will the defense, and they will make a recommendation to the judge on how much time they would like. Speculation is really not helpful to anyone about what's going to be sentenced, what he'll be sentenced to. Anyone that's asserting that Josh is going to get X amount of years or X amount of years is merely speculating. We're going to just stick to the facts that he could be sentenced to up to 40 years. That is what the lead U.S. attorney has said publicly, even though he was only technically being sentenced on one, the judge can include both charges, which actually brings up the sentencing to up to 40 years. So it's really up to the judge at this point. And I'm going to turn on members only chat for now, since there seems to be a lot of fighting with the chat. I really want to avoid that. So my chat now will go to members only, so that you guys can stop arguing in the chat, which is counterproductive to this. And if you'd like to become a member, click at the top and become a member. You can join for like $1.99 a month. Okay, if you ever need a private investigator, you are hiring Katie. So I'm gonna like turn back on the subscriber only chat, and I'm gonna ask those of you that are going to contribute to the chat to be nice to each other and to not fight. I don't have a lien on my home. All right. You probably have the wrong Katie. Sorry, Ton. Does that make you feel better? Do you feel like a big girl? Is that you being like from the cult, gonna call me out? Still waiting. All right. Don't have any liens on my house. I promise. I know they are rude. They are so rude. I don't have a lien. I pay my taxes and I have a mortgage. Do I get nuts? That's actually improved so much. I'm not going to really discuss YouTubers. I don't really generally go, I stay away from the most part with YouTubers just because I don't like dealing with, I don't want to get into a situation where I'm going after another person's business on YouTube. There's just, yeah, there's way too much drama on YouTube. Like, it's ridiculous. And then you have to deal with the people's stands. And I don't want to make a living out of like attacking another YouTuber. That's really why Okay, so I just did a live stream on YouTube, and oh my gosh, we're like the really angry people out. Like, I think there was some of the cult people that were like watching and trying to start fights in the chat, which is totally fine. But somebody, so you guys, this is hilarious. Someone shows up in the chat and they're like, why do you have a $70,000 lien on your property? And I'm like, I don't. Like, what are you talking about? And then she didn't say anything. Like, she wouldn't say like why I had this lien or not. So I'm like, what tell me why you think I have this lien. Like, I don't have this lien. So when I got offline, I wanted to go check, and so I went to the county that I live in, right? And I went to go check the property taxes, so which you can look up on, you know. And so I'm looking at it, and it says that I owe $0, right? But then I look under the assessment, which is basically, assessment means like what they're taxing, like what they're assessing your value of the home at in order to like make your taxes based on whatever percentage of it is. So they assess the land value, and then they assess the home structure. And so underneath the assessed value, it says $70,000 for land. So I think this dingbat thinks that the assessment means that I have an assessment on my property and that my land assessed value is a tax lien. I'm like, you cannot make this up. So I was like deceased when I saw that. I was like, no. They literally went on there and saw the assessment and were like, the $70,000 for the land is a tax lien, which isn't. If they would have just gone further, they would have noticed. People search you when you're like when you have any sort of popularity, so I'm not like worried about that. I don't know. I think the fans of the Duggars get angry at me, so then they want to make sure that everything is like cleaned up. You know, they want to like, well, you're looking at other people, so we want to look at you. I think that's sort of the the mindset of what people do. They want to know if you have skeletons in your closet, and what gives you the right to report on other people if you're not a perfect person. And I don't think any person that reports is a perfect person by any means. But I just thought that was funny. Like, you literally thought the assessment value of my land was a tax lien. Maybe that's the ATI education not working in your favor. They're so silly. But then I was worried. I was literally worried. I was like, do I have a tax lien that I don't know about? But I don't, because our taxes are paid through our lender. No, I'm not worried about people finding out where I live. I mean, it's just hazard. It's just a part of my unfortunate part of my job.